Mary Kay Cabot of the Cleveland Plain Dealer coming back here on the Rich Eisen Show. Mary Kay, so pleased to have you back. What do you think Pettine is evaluating?
I really think that he's probably going to start Johnny against the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday, and I think it sets up this tremendous battle between Johnny Manziel and Andrew Luck. What kind of headlines should that make? And, I think that I think Johnny's going to go in there and probably do a pretty good job.
Yeah, if I told you before the season that in weeks 12 and 13 that Andrew Luck would be, or 13 and 14, Andrew Luck would be facing Colt McCoy and then Johnny Manziel, the Texas and then Texas A&M legends in back-to-back weeks. This league is remarkable, Mary. You never know what's going to happen. And here it does appear that Manziel's going to start. Any trepidation, do you think, on this move?
Well, you know what? I think there has to be a little bit. I mean, obviously, they don't know what they're really going to get in Johnny Manziel. But I think what they can do, Kyle Shanahan knows how to work with a quarterback like this. Obviously, Robert Griffin had his best season under Kyle Shanahan. He knows how to coach up the read option. I think he'll make a package of plays for Johnny that Johnny feels really comfortable with. They'll game plan it all week. And I think he'll have him ready to go. Do
they make sure he's in bed by 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock? They make sure that they have somebody on that front this week, Mary Kay? I'm not joking, by the way.
No, I know you're not. And in fact, I wanted to ask, we got cut off from the question I wanted to ask yesterday. I had one more I wanted to say, Johnny, now do you see the wisdom of not being out at 2:30 in the morning, 36 hours before the Falcons game? And, it's true. That's why, they sat him down and said, hey, you know what? You could be thrown in there at any given moment. And now I think he knows.
Yeah, but that said, Mary Kay, I mean, I think this is part of the allure of Johnny Manziel, as well as the reason why people love to hate him as well, is that he is himself. And he's going to keep doing what he does and let the chips fall where they may. And if he becomes the first franchise quarterback who goes out and has a good time till 2 whatever in the morning on Thursday night going into Friday morning, then so be it. That this is the guy that the Browns drafted and this is the way he lives his life. And I'm not saying that's what he's going to do this week, but if he does, who's to say that he doesn't go out and torch the Colts that way?
Well, first of all, he hasn't done it yet, so he would actually have to prove that he can pull that off. But I think that Johnny likes to play to his audience, and he knows that he has this cult following amongst, the sort of the partiers of the world and the hipsters and the cool young people. And, he likes to be that guy for them. And, and he doesn't want to tarnish that image. He doesn't want to be in bed at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. No, he's Johnny Manziel. So, but he is going to have to tone that down. I question whether or not he's surrounding himself at times with the right people. And he's got to watch all of that and fast.
Mary Kay Cabot of the Cleveland Plain Dealer joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. So you don't think there's any Brian Hoyer faction in the Pettine camp or anywhere in the Cleveland building? Ray Farmer, somebody saying, let's stick with Hoyer because that in the last 4 games, I mean, they do have a shot here at the playoffs, and to put it in more veteran hands might be the smart play. Do you think there's any faction in the building in that regard?
You know what? I think that there will be some people that play devil's advocate here and bring up all of those points. I think the people in the room will include Mike Pettine, Ray Farmer, Kyle Shanahan, Dowell Loggins, and Jimmy Haslam. And I think they will give it good, healthy debate. But I think they will look at the numbers over the past, 4 or 5 games. And what they will find is that Brian has tumbled to the bottom in completion percentage, that he has 1 touchdown pass in the last 15 quarters, that the defense continually hands him the ball back over and over and over again, and they can't punch it in. He's 1 for 9 in the red zone over the last 2 games. So all kinds of numbers to look at. And he's throwing interceptions now. He wasn't doing that in the beginning, so it was okay to keep him in there. But now he's throwing picks.
And what do you think about his long-term future then? Is this the end of him in Cleveland? Because I know they have to make a free agency decision on him in short order.
Well, it's the end of him in Cleveland unless he is willing to accept a backup role. If he thinks he can go somewhere and have an opportunity to start, then he will go and get that opportunity because that's what he wants to do. But in terms of Cleveland, I don't think he's their starting quarterback anymore.
So Mary Kay Cabot of the Cleveland Plain Dealer, you were telling me on this show and all our listeners and viewers, the Johnny Manziel era in Cleveland has dawned.
Well, yes, I guess that's what I'm saying.
Thank you very much for joining me. Appreciate it. Thanks, Mary Kay.
Thank you.
You bet.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.